G'day everyone, how's it going? It's me, your mate, Castlegate, and I'm bringing to you the penultimate video of Gemcraft Labyrinth. That's right, this is probably going to be the second last video because I'm pretty much done with this game now. I've achieved basically all that you can achieve in terms of what you can get for forwarding your wizard level and also completing your amulets. I've completed all of my amulets as I showed you in a few videos ago, and I've also gone ahead and I've ground through. I've gone ahead and manually recorded in an Excel spreadsheet the maximum scores that I had for all of the fields outside of the crafting pylon fields. All of those maximum scores, I then went ahead to the website that actually has a display of all the possible high scores, and I compared them, and I found there were a few that I'd missed this one for some reason. When I hover that over, it shows you. I don't know exactly what these numbers represent. Someone can tell me, but I missed this one. I didn't quite complete this one properly, and I didn't complete this one properly either, and a whole smattering of others as well. Basically, I'd completed endurance on all of them except for like two, so I went ahead and quickly did those, and then I tidied up the other ones where I did endurance, but I may have missed one of the battle amulets or two of the battle amulets. Most likely I didn't put down the 10 towers that you need to put down, or I didn't go ahead and kill 120 monsters using shrines. So, mm, oh, I just took a sip of very nice chamomile tea. I went ahead and cleaned up all of those. Now everything outside of the crafting pylon fields is maxed out. So last thing to do is to go ahead and complete the crafting pylon fields. Now, crafting pylons, as I've mentioned previously, are a little bit different to the other fields that you may have played because you don't play them with sort of an endurance mindset. You play them differently. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Firstly, as you can see, you can't select anything. It automatically defaults to giving you the same amount of wave stones as an endurance anyway, but you don't have to complete the endurance, or you don't have to complete the amount of wave stones that are available, which is 1,337. Haha. No, instead, you have to try and get a maximum score based off a different multiplier, not an endurance multiplier, but a monster summoning multiplier of sorts, something like that. It's the same multiplier that you would have if you played any other field, not on endurance as well. Now, how that works is a little bit strange, and honestly, it's once I discovered it, I actually found it a little bit laughable, actually. But basically, there are two of these stats up here that are taken into account within a mathematical formula to determine exactly what your multiplier is going to be. And by the way, that multiplier is capped, it's hard-coded in the game, capped at 50. So you cannot get that multiplier higher than 50, unfortunately. There was once upon a time a version that was prior to a patch that was made by the developer way back in like 2011 or 2012, not long after the game was released, where they went ahead and capped that because without that cap, people were able to basically try and get multipliers as high as they wanted, and they were getting some ridiculous numbers of multipliers. Basically, they were playing possibly through the entire 1,337 levels, and they were trying to max out however many possible monsters they could summon and all of this stuff. And they used the mathematical, the trick of the mathematical algorithm to go ahead and get the really insane multipliers in the thousands or something like that. So these crafting pylon fields basically crapped all over all of the other fields in terms of how much XP you could get. It wasn't a joke. It was serious business, but yeah, like I said, that was patched. So now it's capped at 50, and now there's a very relatively easy way of achieving that. So what's the formula? The formula is, I'll just say it, it's the total monsters killed divided by the total monsters killed minus the monsters summoned, and all of that is raised to the power of 0.53. What does that mean? Don't worry about the power. That's just static. That doesn't change, obviously. It's not a variable. The two variables in this are the number of monsters you kill. That's total number of monsters killed. And also the number of monsters you've summoned. How does that work? Okay, firstly, I don't think I have to explain to you how many monsters you've killed, how you go ahead and calculate that, especially in this run. Outside of monsters that will be summoned by any shadows that enter the field, by the way, you don't want that to happen because that can muddy up your quest to try and get the maximum score. Um, Shadows, kill them on sight. Don't let them start summoning monsters. Um, Outside that, yeah, you just count however many giant monsters you've killed. That's your total number of monsters killed. And third from the top is the monsters summoned. Now, I'm going to show you something about monsters summoned. Because monsters summoned isn't quite what you might think it is. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Here, let me just plonk down some stuff. Stuff is good. Alright. Now I'm going to very carefully place this in a way so that I am not attacking this crafting pylon. I do not want to charge it up. Basically, that's how you beat the field, just in case you didn't know. I'm sure you do know if you're watching this video, but just in case you didn't know, how you beat this field has nothing to do with the monsters you kill. It's all about charging this crafting pylon. And you do that by placing a gem in a tower somewhere so that this is within its range, and you target it using structures priority, and you basically charge it up by doing damage to it. Don't ask me how it works. I don't know. It's gems, magic, whatever. That's how you beat the field. You can do that without even killing a single monster. But we don't want to do that. We want to play around with these figures. Now, remember how I said in that mathematical, that little algorithm, not really an algorithm, that little equation, there was that multiplier, there was that, it was raised to a certain power. So people have done some backward calculating and they've determined that, okay, since the most ideal thing that you can do is get to a point where you've got one monster summoned less than your total number of kills. So whatever you're doing, whatever number you're using, you're dividing it by 1. That's the ultimate goal. Then the minimum amount of kills you need is 1,600 and something. But that's not taking into account the fact that you need to make some kills as well for getting all of your battle amulets. Specifically, there's your 120 monsters from shrines and 1,000 monsters killed, uncombined kills from a single gem. Okay, it doesn't say it there. It says reach 500 not combined kills with a gem. There's another battle amulet after that one, which once you reach that, it says reach 1,000. So you need to do an extra 1,120 kills or something like that. So I think all up, it's something like 2,600 and something kills that you need minimum in order to go ahead and get this maximum multiplier. But you know what, let's not get bogged down with getting exact numbers, because that's like the most, if you're going for the most efficient possible minimum amount of kills required way of getting in the multiplier, it's insane. Don't try and do that. We're just going to follow a very simple process. It's very, very simple. Rule number 1, don't charge the crafting pylon. Rule number 2, get to a point where we play it like as if it is an endurance, and we will try and get this map to a point where I've killed at least around 5,000 monsters. The more the merrier, actually, believe it or not. The more you have, the more of leeway you have with regards to however many the difference is between your monster summon number and your monsters killed number. Believe it or not, if you kill, say, I don't know, something like over 10,000 monsters, then you can have a difference of about 3 or 4 between those two numbers and still get your 50 multiplier. It's just the way it is. It just goes up linearly in steps of 1,000 or 2,000 something. But those are basically the rules. So for the moment, I'm just going to, number 1, not charge the pylon. Number 2, play this kind of like it's just an endurance. And number 3, Make sure I've got around about 5,000, maybe 10,000 kills, however many kills really I feel comfortable with before I'm actually going to go ahead and try and fudge the numbers. Now, before I go ahead and play, and I'll just pause the video to make sure you don't see the usual standard boring gameplay that I always show you, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you something. Now, right now, all the numbers are zero. Well, except for total mana spent. I've spent that much. Yay. Have a look at what happens when I go ahead and throw a gem bomb on a wave, enraging it, and sending more monsters. Monsters summoned has gone up by 9. Keep that in mind. You can play around with the monster summoned number just by throwing gem bombs on waves. It doesn't have to wait for the wave to actually go ahead and resolve in and have the monsters start summoning in and also waiting to come into the field. No, that number you can play with while the game is paused straight away right now. So just keep that in mind for now, because we will go back and revisit that when I unpause, when I'm ready to go ahead and try and essentially scam a win here. Very important. Anyway, I'm going to start playing, and I'll be back, hopefully, when I'm ready. See you soon. And just remember, your shadow will always come from the very top. That kind of sucks. Okay, well, whatever. I mean, it's really hard to see, but the shadow was killed off screen somewhere way up here. So, yeah. Just make sure you target it nice and quickly. Anyway, progress update. Going swimmingly. I've actually killed 5,000 monsters. So you know what? I'm just about ready to do this now. I'll go ahead and do something like this. I'll beef up my gems inside my traps so that they insta-kill pretty much everything. I'll get rid of all of this garbage. And just make sure that we've got a clear board. In fact, you know what? I'll just move this up a little, because why not? Just to insta-kill everything a little bit quicker. And I'm basically just going to wait until I get a nice wave where everything is killed. There we go. I've got an empty board and I've got plenty of room here between the next wave that comes in and what I've got now. What I'm going to do, that is the question. What am I going to do? I'm going to have a look at my stats. Now, I know it kind of seems strange that the multiplier is based on just these two numbers. So this game doesn't actually reward you from killing lots of monsters. It doesn't reward you from going ahead and sending lots and lots and lots and lots of enraged waves, you know, trying to really up your game and make the monsters as big as possible, put thousands of them on the board every single time you send a wave or anything like that. It doesn't reward you for that. And the game doesn't also reward you for the number of wave stones that you've sent. No. Instead, the game only rewards you based on how close your monster summoned is to your monsters killed number. That's all. Right now, I've got quite a gap there. I've got 5,927 monsters killed. 5,511 monsters have been summoned. So let's go. Let's start. What do I need actually? I need this to have an extra, well, at least 400. So let's go for 400 as the number of monsters summoned on this wave stone, roundabouts, give or take. I think I can afford to do another grade 6. Okay, that's close if not perfect. Okay, I need to summon. Now, monsters summoned, 5,907. Monsters killed, 5,927. So, I need to get the monster summoned number up to, ideally, one lower than the number of monsters I've killed. So, I need that number to be 5,926. Which means I need this to summon another 19 more monsters. So I need it to be ideally at 431. So, how do I do that? I can't remember. How many does a grade 2 adjust it? Perfect. Because I know a grade 5 gem gives you an extra 5 monsters per wavestone. And look at that. 5,926 monsters summoned, 5,927 monsters killed. So, now I can just go ahead and uh, hmm, do something like this. How beefy are these? Oh yeah, they're pretty beefy. I don't need to do any of that though. This should charge up that shrine really quickly, all things considered. Basically, now if my calculations are correct and my understanding is correct, honestly, I've never actually done this before. I've never got that 50 times multiplier, but I've followed all the rules, or have I? No, of course I haven't. Like a fool, I haven't actually done any of this. So, damn, that means I've just messed up all my stuff. Lovely. That was a good move. Okay. I'm going to have to go back to the old-fashioned way of just killing everything. And I'm going to have to... Oh, I can use this as my kill gem, can't I? That's fine. No, I didn't do that. This is my kill gem. Alright, lovely. Uh, that works. I need to, at the very least, get all my battle amulets. Damn it. Okay, so what do I need? 6 shrines? Sure. Let's just plonk down the last one. Reach 2,000 not combined kills with a gem. Okay, so it's actually 2,000. Fair enough. Um, okay. I suppose I should just start summoning monsters like crazy and I'll be back after I've done that. How much damage can I do now? 70 times 30. What's this do? 45, 39. Jeez, it's very different, isn't it? Well, then again, that's because these are so small and these are also so small. What the heck? This is just a beefier gem than this. That's what it is. Okay, I'll be back when I've finally got all of my battle amulets, and then let's try that little number fudging again. Back soon. Okay, take two. Got all the battle amulets except for that one. Obviously, I'm going to get that when I finish it, so not too fussed about that now. Let's have a look at the stats again. Yeah, clearly I had to kill a lot more monsters. So, 17,217. And I've now summoned 16,669. So, I need to get that way up. So, how many do I need roughly? Roughly I need around about 600. Well, 500, so, okay. I think I can afford another one of these. How close are we now? Okay, 1759, 17217. Okay, need another at least 100, maybe 150. 137, 217, getting close. Let's make a few of these. 181, 217, 203, 217. Now that's a problem. If I add 9, then... damn. Okay, so I have a little bit of a problem. The problem is, I don't think I can do it with this wave, because if I do that, then as it stands, monsters summoned is the same as monsters killed. Now, if I go ahead and finish the game like this, essentially that would mean that the equation divides by 0, and we can't have that. So it's also hard-coded within the game, only use that calculation if um, if the number of monsters summoned is less than the number of monsters killed, at least one less. Otherwise, don't use that calculation and instead default to having this summon multiplier as 1, not the 50 that you're after. So I can't use this. Let's get rid of this. I didn't even pay attention to how strong the monsters were. Wonder what the story was. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to send the other one as well. And now I've got lots more kills. Basically, I need to somehow, using the gems that I have available to me, and however many monsters they add whenever I go ahead and gem bomb them onto a wave, I need to calculate roughly how to now get, one less than 17,785 monsters in the summons area. So, okay, let's try this again. I'm telling you, all you're doing is just kind of playing with the figures. Let's go ahead and do a couple of those. 58, 70, 85. Let's try that. Getting there. Let's get rid of that. Now, let's see. Let's do a calculation. 27, 85. So 85 minus 27 is 58. Now, how do I use these to add another 58? I can't use just grade 1 gems because that's a multiplier of 5. Let's see, 58. So I need something to go to 7. So if I do 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, that's 27, and 37, 47, 57. If my calculations are correct, bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. 17,784 monsters summoned, 17,785 monsters killed. We're there. Now, all I have to do is just something like this. Get in there. What's this? Yeah, sure, why not? I know this seems very over the top, and it kind of is, but I need to make sure that this thing basically kills only the shrine, only the crafting pylon as quickly as possible. Moment of truth. Did the calculation work? Do I get my 50 times multiplier? Hey, it works. There you go. I mean, technically, with that many kills, I could have actually gone ahead and got the summon number probably within 3 or 4 or 5 of the number of monsters killed, and I would still be fine. But you know what? I just wanted to make a point. Make it so that the monster's summon number is exactly 1 less than the number of monsters you've killed at the very time when you destroy that crafting pylon. Everything else I did was just to try and make sure that happened. And there you go. 18,988,100. I'm guessing that's supposed to be something like that. That's my score for K10. Sweet. So now that I've shown you how to do it, I've got a plan. I'm going to go ahead and do D10, J4, and D4 off camera. And I suppose when I come back for the ultimate level of video of Gemcraft Labyrinth, I'll go ahead and do the same thing in field G7, and then I can finally show off exactly what my wizard level is and actually compare that to the maximum supposed wizard level and XP that you can achieve playing this game. Apparently it's something like just over 11 billion XP or something like that. And my wizard level is actually pretty close to what it would be anyway. Did I gain any wizard levels? I probably would have. Let's see, just out of interest. Oh yeah, I got some skill points. Not many, but enough to tick that up one. Resonance, get it up to an exact 400. Why not? Anyway, fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the video. give it a like and a thumbs up and subscribe and all of that stuff. You know, all the things that I should have reminded you to do at the beginning of the video. Not now, because most of you are probably not watching the video at this point, but yeah, if you did, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I would also appreciate any support you give my way. So please, by all means, comment on the videos, watch my other videos, subscribe, like the video, dislike the video, whatever you want to do. Do something. That way the YouTube algorithm is reminded that I exist. Thank you very much. Catch you later, guys.